Hello and welcome back to another edition of Garrett Vlog. Sorry I've been gone for a week. I've been busy working. That's what people do when they're not in school and constantly drunk all the time. They work. And when they work, they don't have really that much time to sit around and yell at their computer. Although my last vlog, which was the day before my birthday, which came up on my birthday, it was lackluster. I don't think I was drunk enough to really emphasize how much being born on St. Patrick's Day rocks. Although I have to admit my birthday was one of the best I've had in many, many years. I got up at about 7 a.m. that day. I said I was going to chug a beer. I didn't chug a beer. Maybe if I had someone hand deliver me a beer that morning, I would have probably drank the goddamn thing, hair of the dog. But unfortunately, I just did not have the motivation. So about 10 o'clock, I fucking threw one back. A beer, of course. Not threw one out, you dirty-minded fuckers. And then my buddy Ryan called me up, and he's like, hey, dude, I'm going to be at Northgate. I'm like, awesome. I had already planned an itinerary for what I wanted to do for the day. And so I went and picked him up in this muscle shirt. I'm sorry, it is still March, but I like my green shirt to go with my green hat. I don't think there's enough green going on in this house right now. St. Patrick's Day needs to be honored for how amazing it is. So I went to pick him up with my shamrock pajama pants, this shirt, and this hat. The funny thing about my shamrock pajama pants is they have no pocket. So I had to store my cell phone in my hat, which was pretty convenient, actually. But silly as shit. I looked like a giant, angry leprechaun. So, met up with Ryan, had another beer when I got home, got into my green suit, and he was already suited up as fancy as he was. Although, I can't... he technically wasn't wearing any green. He was wearing a turquoise tie, which is kind of a bluish green, but was more blue than green. But you know what? His suit cost at least 5 times more than what I paid for my suit. So I can't really give him much shit for that. From there, I had another beer. I think I had 3 beers and then drove. Yes, I drove after drinking 3 beers. Boo-hoo, fuck off. It's not that big of a deal. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning. Really. I wasn't hammered. I wasn't retarded. I am still capable. No matter what anybody says. I'm still capable after 3 beer to drive. Jesus Christ. And plus, I was only going 30 blocks down the road, so please don't make a big fucking stink about it. So, went down to the LRT station on Fort Road, the Beverly station, hopped on the LRT, and I learned a couple interesting things that I never discovered riding the LRT with Derek. With Derek, we'd buy our tickets, we'd get on the train, we'd go out to the bar, drink, and then we'd get on the train and come back. Actually, no, I don't think that's ever happened where we've gotten back on the train and came back. We've usually gotten drunk and to the point where the train is no longer running, and we have to take a cab back, which I refuse to pay for. I'm like Mr. Pink. I don't tip. I don't pay for fucking cabs. So, we got that, and Ryan's like, oh, you have to punch your ticket. I'm like, punch my ticket? Why the fuck would I do that? He's like, because it's only good for 90 minutes. I'm like, and if I don't punch it? He's like, well, if someone on the train catches you and you don't have a punch, then just say you didn't know. I'm like, I didn't know. I really didn't. And I'd probably be much bigger than this individual. So we got on the LRT at the Beverly station and rode it down to University. Me and Derek always ride it down to Health Science Center because it's closer to White Avenue than University is. And a fuck of a lot less bullshit to go through to get out of there. Because when you go to the Health Science Center in Edmonton on the LRT, you have to go up a flight of stairs and you're on street level right there. And you have to cut through like a backfield and you're on White Avenue. And White Avenue is the happening place in Edmonton. So when you go to the university, you have to go up an escalator, cross a football field, go up another escalator, and then you're finally on street level, which is a very, very long way to go. And in our dress shoes that we were both wearing because we were suited up like gentlemen, gentlemen, we were slipping and sliding like crazy on the tile floor. So Ryan recorded a little video of me sliding around. It was quite funny, I found. I was enjoying myself quite a bit. I'd get a good run, and then I'd fucking slide at least 10 feet, which was a lot of fun. I wouldn't say incredible. It was fun. From there, this is following my plan of what I intended to do. So we got off the LRT at the university. We walked to Badass Jack's. About this time, it was about 11:30. And, excuse me, rum. We had a wrap at Badass Jack's. I had what I usually have. Ryan had the same thing, which he did not like, which is a shame because Badass Jack's is delicious. I've loved that ever since they opened one in Cold Lake years and years and years ago. And he bought me a beer there, which was pretty damn nice of him. Although I had already paid for my wrap, and then I realized they had beer, so I told him to do it. But whatever. I think that was the first of probably 3 beers he bought me that night, which was pretty damn good. Most people, don't spend too much on a friend for their birthday. Although I think I spent a pretty good amount on him for his birthday. But that's not the point. We're not trying to drag up shit here. From there, we went walking down White Avenue. And my intention was kind of hop from bar to bar to bar. But there really wasn't any bars. There was like a Boston Pizza. Not wasting my time there. It's not worth it. I checked in at this... my tie that I had bought from the dollar store, it said Happy St. Patrick's Day on, kept pulling to the left for some odd reason. There's something in my suit or in some way I was turning. It kept pulling one direction. And I kept fighting with it to correct it so it was straight. Because at this point I had only had 4 beers and I was still far too sober to be, to be picking up on annoying things like that. So Ryan's like, hey, let's go in here and see if we can find a tie. And we hopped into this one shop, and I'm like, why are we in here? Are you trying to find a green tie? He's like, no, I'm trying to find a tie that doesn't piss you off. I'm like, no, don't worry about that. Your tie is fucking turquoise. You should find something a little more green. You're going to get the shit pinched out of you if you don't. And we hopped into one shop, didn't find anything. It was really creepy. Then we hopped into another shop and didn't find anything whatsoever, and it was a bit of interesting shit in there. I think the second one... Oh, wait, no. The second one we went to had a bunch of really nice lanterns. Kind of like IKEA-style lanterns, or not lanterns, lights, I suppose. A lantern, something you light a candle in. A light is something you put a light bulb in. But they look like they would be lanterns if you put candles in them. From there, we went into this Hindu place, which had it was kind of funny. There was this very large curio. It's kind of like a dresser. And Ryan's trying to fucking open this door. He pulls on it. He kind of gives it a little bit of a reef. It's a good thing that Ryan's not a genuinely strong guy, because it didn't move. And he was about to give her a good fucking tug. And I look up and I see this little block of wood locking it. I kind of turn it and it opens up without any problem. It's like, thank you for doing that. I would probably fucking ripped it open. And I look at it, I'm like, that thing is $2,300, dude. You do not want to do that. Especially on a day like this when, well, I'm intoxicated. And you should be intoxicated, but you're not. It's a shame. So we ended up getting to O'Byrne's at about noon. And it was packed. Fucking packed at noon. Like, I called up the day before. I'm like, hey, what time are you guys open? They're like, oh, we're open at 11. We stood in line for about half an hour on the patio. Finally, when we got to the guy working the door on the patio, working the patio, I suppose, the security guy, I'm like, holy shit, it's busy. He's like, yeah, we had 250 people waiting here when we opened at 10 a.m. I'm like, you guys opened at 10 a.m.? Jesus Christ, if I knew that, I would have come sooner. Although, Ryan didn't even show up at my place until 10 o'clock, so that kind of put a damper on that. Although I did make the minor suggestion, I doubt he even noticed, to stay here Friday so he could be here sooner on Saturday to come drinking. And that was one of the things. I invited quite a few people out to come drinking with me on my birthday. And, you know, a few people showed a general interest, like Liz from work, although she never even went out that day. Which tells me one thing about Liz. She is one of the most unreliable people out there. She's a person that says, I'm going to do something. She will actually say straight to your face, I am going to do this. And then she won't do this. She won't give you any information. She won't give you any heads up. She won't even let you know that, oh, BTW, I'm not going to do a goddamn thing I said. Sorry. Shit. It's extremely annoying, individuals like that fucking just blow you off. It's so annoying. If you are uncertain that you won't be able to do something, then say maybe. If you know you won't be able to do it, say no. If you have every intention of doing it, and then at the last minute change your mind, say maybe, you fuck. Don't say yes. If you don't even notice that this is a pattern in your life, then you should maybe look a little closer at how you interact in your life. If you find that you're like, oh yeah, I'm fucking raring to go, let's go climb Kilimanjaro. And then like, hey, that's out in Canada. And you're like, oh, shit. Sorry, not interested. It completely blows you off. No, actually, no. People will come up to you like a month later and they're like, what the fuck? Where were you? Oh, sorry. Found out? Not in Canada. Couldn't come. Well, Jesus Christ. If you can't follow through with something, at least fucking inform people. Then you're not going to... Then you're not going to show up. Then you're not going to attend. Then you're not going to come. But I have to get this off early because I'm running long. I'm not even done. Birthday Happenings Part 2 coming up.